If you're having trouble finding some of the Christmas items out at Dollar Tree, I'm gonna show you how to make a Christmas item with just regular items from Dollar Tree. So what you're gonna need to pick up are 8 wood pieces that are a smaller size, and then I picked up one that's a little bit of a larger size. I'm gonna show you how to put together a large tree without using any screws. If you have a cutting mat, get it out at this point because that'll really help you with measuring out your pieces. So you're gonna start with one of your sides of your tree. And I want to measure them out about 4 inches apart. So I'm just going to, every 4 inches, put a new piece on, and I'm going to use wood glue to hold the pieces in place. And I'm going to add 4 pieces to one side. So I'm going to repeat that on my second side. I'm going to make them the exact same size. Now, as you're doing this, you may have to use something to kind of hold everything in place. I had a bunch of paint bottles that I used to kind of hold it in place. Once you have them put together, put all of your paint bottles around there and hold everything in place and let it dry overnight. The next day, you're gonna come back and assemble your tree. So to do that, you're gonna put some hot glue at the top of your wood pieces and push the 2 tops together. Then you're gonna put some hot glue on the bottom, and then with that longer board, you're gonna place that as your base. Kind of move it around till you're happy with where it's situated, and then again, use paint or whatever you have to prop it up and let it dry overnight. That's all you have to do, and if you have any excess glue, you can always sand that off, but here's how this wood tree turned out. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Comment the words of the day, which is Christmas DIY. I love the look of greenery vases sitting out for the holidays, but sometimes Dollar Tree doesn't have really long greenery. So for this next DIY, I did pick up some greenery from Hobby Lobby. I'm gonna be using a glass thrifted vase, but you could use any vase that you had around your house. Since it is glass, I'm gonna start off by putting in some faux snow. I used about 5 bags of Dollar Tree faux snow. Then I'm gonna put in my greenery pieces. Since it's the holidays, you can really add that glitter and ornaments, and I love to be a little bit glitzy this time of year. So I'm gonna be using a pack of gold and white ornaments from Dollar Tree. And instead of hanging them, since these branches are a lot smaller, I'm actually gonna hot glue them onto my branches. Now, if you did wanna do that, you could always hang them. You could also use wire to attach them if you wanted to reuse them. I'm gonna hot glue the ornaments onto my branches. Now, a tip here is you wanna go from the back side. That way you don't see the top of your ornament from the front side. So put the hot glue on the ornament topper and place it on the back side. Just hold it in place until it's dry. And then go to the front of your arrangement and kind of look where you need to add a few pieces here and there. But once you're happy with it, if you need to add any additional faux snow, you can do that as well. But how gorgeous is this sitting out on my coffee table? This next DIY would be perfect to sit out for the holidays, or you could also give it as a gift. I love to put together picture frames. I love having pictures of my family out in my home. So what you need to pick up is an 8x10 frame. I picked up this one at Dollar Tree. I think I like the black frames the most from Dollar Tree. I feel like they look the most high end. So I'm gonna start by removing all the contents. There was this piece of twine on there that I did have to pull out with some scissors and my wire cutters. But once I remove everything, I just picked up a piece of fabric that matched my decor. You could use any fabric, and you want to cut out a square of your fabric that's about 2 inches longer than the backing piece. Then you're going to move the backing piece so you have it centered exactly where you want it to show on the front. Then you're going to hot glue 2 sides down in the back. Now with the other 2 sides, what you're gonna do is pull in the corners, hot glue those in place, and then hot glue the edges. Then you can add it back to your frame, flip it over, Now I was just going to put the picture directly on there, but I felt like it needed a little bit more of a black mat. So I went in my craft room and pulled out some black cardstock, and I hot glued the 4 corners of my picture and put it on the black cardstock. And then I cut out the other 2 sides, trying to make it as even as possible. You could also use a cutting mat if you didn't trust yourself with the scissors. I hot glued the 4 corners of the black cardstock and placed it in the center of my frame. This frame is a perfect Pottery Barn dupe. Have you ever wondered what to do with these white trees from Dollar Tree? I'm gonna show you how to make a winter wonderland style tree. So you're gonna need 1 white tree. You're also going to need some of these crystally picks. I found these in the holiday section at Dollar Tree. I don't think I've seen these before, and I thought they would be really great on my tree. So I'm gonna start by opening up the tree and adding on the legs. Next, I wanted to add those picks. So I cut them down to be a little bit longer than the branches, maybe like 1 or 2 inches longer than my current branches. And I cut them down with just some wire cutters. I'm either gonna wrap them around the trunk of my tree, or I'll hot glue them in place. And they're just going to sit on top of my existing branches. I'm gonna keep adding my picks so I have them on each level of my tree. I'm also going to add a pick to the top. Now I'm gonna take it out and spray paint it. This was definitely one where I added and saw what it looked like and then added more spray paint. So I started by just doing quick shots of white spray paint on the top. I wanted it to look like the paint was coming down from the top, almost like snow. Next, I came in with a silver color. This was just a mirrored spray paint I had, and I just kind of sprayed it around the tree. Then I also added in a glitter spray paint, but I felt like it wasn't as glittery as I wanted it to be. So I actually sprinkled on some additional glitter. Now, if you're gonna sprinkle glitter on, make sure you do it when your spray paint is still wet. That's gonna help it adhere to your tree better. Let this sit outside, dry a little bit. What I use for the base is some Dollar Tree burlap fabric. They sell this over in the craft section. Open that up, and then I just pulled it up around my tree to look kind of like a big burlap sack. And then to hold it in place, all I used was a little bit of twine, tied it in a knot, cut off the excess, and here's how it turned out. Hey guys, I'm Liz, and you're watching my second DIY channel where I post daily DIY videos. You may be familiar with my main channel, Liz Fenwick DIY, but I'm glad that you found me over here on my second channel. Make sure that you're subscribed so you just get notified every day when I post our daily DIY video.